everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on automating administration of courses in Brightspace. We're excited to have you join us. Before we get started, I want to let you know of a few housekeeping items. Closed captions are available. Feel free to turn them on or off depending on your needs. Please use the Zoom Q&A box for any questions that you have throughout today's session. We'll do our best to answer any questions during the session, but if you don't see your answer while we're together, be sure to check the Q&A report that we send in the follow-up email. Today's session is being recorded and will be posted on the Bright Ideas for Upskilling YouTube list. You can expect to see that video posted within a week. In the coming days, we'll send all registrants an email with a link to that playlist, a copy of the slide deck which contains additional resources, and a copy of the Q&A from today's session. Let's get started with today's agenda. We'll begin with some short introductions. We'll talk about the Brightspace basics of automating administration of courses. Then we'll provide a demo in the Brightspace platform. To finish off, we'll have a discussion time and an opportunity for continued Q&A. Just a bit about us. My name is Christina Bifus and I'm a Customer Enablement Specialist here at D2L. I have my colleagues Victoria and Alvaro here with me today. They will be answering any questions that you have in the Q&A and posting resources for you in the chat. Before we dive in, I would like to take a moment to review or to introduce some terms. You might have heard of D2L or Brightspace before. To clarify, D2L is the company that we work for, and Brightspace, which is a learning management system, is our product. In addition, we have our Brightspace community that's a hub of resources where you can connect with other Brightspace users and seek out additional information on Brightspace. Toward the end of this webinar, we'll let you know how to connect to the Brightspace community if you have not already done so. Some key tools and features in Brightspace that you can rely on for automating course administration are learning groups, intelligent agents, release conditions, and completion tracking. Today's webinar will focus on exploring learning groups, intelligent agents, and release conditions. Next month, there will be a webinar completely devoted to defining completion, where completion tracking will be covered. If you haven't yet registered for it, we'll make the link and QR code for registration available to you toward the end of this session. Learning groups. So learning groups allow learners to be grouped together so that courses and learning paths can be assigned to them automatically based on their user attributes. Up to 10 individual courses can be assigned at one time, and there can be up to 50 courses assigned, including those within a learning path. With intelligent agents, automatic course login and activity monitoring is possible, along with automated engagement with learners based on data retrieved from monitoring. Automatic enrollment from one course to another is also achievable with intelligent agents. Release conditions allow for the automatic release of content based on activity within a course. Attaching a release condition to an item in the course prevents learners from viewing the content until the associated condition or conditions are met. This presents the capacity to customize the learning experience for learners. So today in our demo, you will learn how to assign and remove courses and learning paths to learning groups automatically, use intelligent agents to automate course enrollment and to monitor login, course activity, and release conditions. And finally, we'll add release conditions to automate customized learning journeys within courses. Let's take a look. Here we are in our demo environment in Brightspace. I'm going to access user attributes from the admin tools, all, and here we are, user attributes. User attributes will need to be uploaded into your environment. They are pieces of information about a user, like their hire date or job title, that can be used to personalize the learning experience for that user. You can think of them as tags or user metadata. I'm going to scroll down here to Aidan Tucker, and I'm going to click on View Details to view his user attribute details. We can see the name of the company that he works for, the department that he's in, his employee role, hire date, who his manager is, and his role category. We have 12 standard attributes to choose from in the environment, and you can add up to 50 total custom attributes. If your organization needs custom attributes, one of your approved support contacts can create a support case with a D2L support to request the creation of additional custom attributes. These user attributes can be created and modified in bulk via CSV and IPSIS integration or an API. We also have a course in the Brightspace community in the D2L Academy that provides a walkthrough of how to set up user attributes in your environment. And we'll offer a webinar on the manager dashboard and enrollment coming up that will also help with that. So now that we've seen that our user attributes are in place, we're going to head over to our Learning Groups tool, and you can access that either from the Admin Tools cog here, or if you put it in the nav bar, you can also access it from there. So in the nav bar, I'm going to access my Learning Groups here. As you can see, there are already some created learning groups. By clicking on a learning group, you're able to see the details of the group members as well as the details of their assigned learning. So I'm going to, from here, I'm going to walk through how to create a learning group by clicking on Add New Learning Group. I'm going to give my learning group a name. And I'm going to select Create. I can add members to the group once the group has been created. You can set up automatic membership rules based on user attributes, or you can add group members manually. In this example, I will automate the membership. So I'm going to click on Edit People, and I'm going to add New Membership Rule. Then I'm going to select the conditions that will determine how someone is added. So I'm going to select here for company name. I'm going to add Brightwater. And that should populate there for me. So I've added that. I'm going to add another condition that the manager, it has to be Alexa Howard. And there, that manager pops up. And I'm going to say that the date of hire must be after January 1st. I'm going to say that it's after, and I'm going to select here January 1st. If I were to click on January 1st, I can change that in here. Let's go with 2017. And so as you can see, this rule matches 3 users, and I'm going to go ahead and say next and create the rule. So users will be automatically added to the group if their attributes match the specific conditions that I've set, and automatically removed if their attributes change in the future. So let's go back to our learning groups here. I'm going to click on that, and we're going to, from the test learning group, we're going to click on it there, and I'm going to click on the Learning tab. So as you can see here in the people, these are the 3 people who were captured by the rule that I created. And if I click on the Learning tab, I can then assign learning to those 3 learners. So I can choose the course by searching or selecting from the list. I'm going to go ahead and select here the annual compliance training, and also I am going to select for them a learning path. And so I can see here that this course has been selected for them. I can assign a due date by clicking specific date here, making it due for a time in particular. As you can see here, Learning Path does not provide a date because it includes 3 activities. It includes more than 1 course. So the due dates for those courses will be dependent on the dates that have been set on each individual course. And I'm going to click Assign Learning. You can also assign other administrators over a group. So if you are an administrator who's created this, if completion tracking is turned on for the course, all of the group administrators will see the completion status of how many users have completed the course, as well as the individual user completion status. And that can be done by clicking on Group Administration and setting that. Removing courses and learning paths automatically assigned to learning groups is possible, and we do that by clicking on the learning group that we want to edit. So we're going to go back to this learning group and we're going to click on it, and from the Learning tab I can click on the learning item, so this course in particular. And if I select options up here, I can assign more people, I can edit the due date, or I can remove the learning. Group members currently assigned to the course are not removed from the course. However, future group members who join the group are not assigned to the course or learning path. Now let's turn our attention to intelligent agents. Intelligent Agents is a tool that monitors an org unit to find an activity that matches the criteria that you set. And the criteria that the agent searches for are login activity, course activity, and release conditions in Brightspace. To access my Intelligent Agents tool, I'm going to go into a course. So the course that I'm going to use is Workplace Wellness. And I can access intelligent agents from my course admin tool. So if I go into the course admin and under the communications section, which is here, I can access intelligent agents. Here you can see that there are some agents already created. Let's have a look at one of them. I'm going to scroll down to my agent here, inactive within the system. And you can see that there's a description of that agent. It has been run. The last time it was run was the 26th of December. There were 8 users identified, and there's also a user, an error. And the next time that it will run will be on the 23rd of January. So if I click in to this link here, it's going to let me know who the users who were identified by the agent were, and it says that an email was automatically sent to each of them. And also there's an error. So for this user, their email address was blank, and so it did not send a message to them. Now let's create an agent so that we can have a closer look as to how this is set up. For this example, we're going to create an agent that will automatically enroll learners into a new course based on completion of that particular course, and send an automated welcome message to the new course. So we're going to go ahead and give our agent a name, and the name that I'm going to put in here is kind of a silly one, but we're going to go with that, new course agent. And it is best to give your agent a description so that you know and can remember what exactly it's for. And you can categorize your agent here to organize them better. And I'm going to select here agent is enabled so that upon creation it will begin to be enforced. For scheduling, I'm going to schedule this agent to be run daily, and I'm going to say that it needs to be run every day. And for the scheduling time, let's go with 9 a.m. And this kind of pops up here. I can select the time from there. And I'm not going to schedule a start date, but you can do that if you wish. If we go down into the criteria, I'm going to select that it's for users with specific roles. I want it to look for the learner role, and I want for this to be this agent to be acting on a release condition. So I'm going to create a release condition here, create, and I would like to create completion tracking. So completion tracking and course complete. So I'm going to go ahead and hit create there. And so once this wellness course is complete, this is the action that is going to be taken. So once that is, I'm going to say that the agent needs to take action only on the first time that the criteria is satisfied, and I would like for it to change the user enrollments. So the enrollment action is going to be enroll user in a course, and I would like for them to be enrolled in this course in particular. We're going to look for the annual compliance training course. I'm going to update that, and I want them to be enrolled in that course as a learner, and I would like for them to get a welcome email once that is satisfied. So it's going to bring up the email information here. I'm going to use a replace string to send it to. So whenever this agent catches a user, the person who it's going to be sending it to is the initiating user, who is the learner who is caught by the agent. If you want to know what other replacement strings you can use are, what they are is you can click on this special email address, and here you get some information about the replacement strings, the special email addresses that you can use. I would like for this subject to be about the course, so it's this org unit name replacement string is going to put the name of the course that they're being enrolled in, and then I'm going to go ahead and include an email to this learner about the new course that they have been registered in. And as you can see, I have included a number of replacement strings in my my email to really personalize the message that's going to go out for that user. Okay. Then I will save and close. And so as you saw in this example, we created an agent based on release conditions. So besides intelligent agents, release conditions can be attached to other things in Brightspace. They can be attached to announcement items, assignments, awards, checklists, content modules and topics, custom widgets, quizzes, surveys, all sorts of things within the environment. Now we're going to look at the setup of a couple of release conditions so that you can see what that looks like. So I'm going to head over into the content of my course, and I'm going to get right into that course content. We're going to look at this handling stress module. And as you can see here, there's a little icon that tells you that a release condition has been attached to this module. So if I were to click to just open that a bit, I can click on there. I can see that there are some conditions that are attached, and I can also see that within the module I have some other release conditions that have been attached to the content items. So by clicking on this conditions, I can see that this module is going to be released if a learner has received if they have received this outcome being equal or not yet on this particular assignment, then this module is going to be released to them. Down here, additional content, we're going to click on the conditions there to see. So if a learner receives less than 80% on this particular quiz, then they will need to complete the content that is in this additional content module. So now let's try to attach a release condition to a content item. So if I were to go down to this course conclusion, and I'm going to select here, actually, let's go to final assignment, this course evaluation. I'm going to click on that, and I'm going to attach a release condition here. So I'm going to say view release conditions, and I'm going to create one, and I'm going to say that that course evaluation can be received, it can be visible to the learner if an assignment. So if an assignment is in the submission folder, so we're going to say if they hand in final assignment number 1, and we're going to create another condition to add final assignment number 2. So in order for that course evaluation to be released, final assignment number 1 and final assignment number 2 must be submitted. It's all conditions must be met, or I can say any condition must be met. So they need to either submit final assignment number 1 or final assignment number 2, and let's go with that and save and close. Then it appears here that we have a release condition attached, and we can edit it by clicking on conditions up there. To review what you saw in the demo, we learned how to assign and remove courses and learning paths to learning groups automatically, how to use intelligent agents to automate course enrollment and to monitor high login and course activity and release conditions, and also how to add release conditions to automate customized learning journeys within courses. We'd love to hear from you. We would appreciate your feedback on our post-session survey. Your feedback helps us to improve our offerings for future sessions to meet your needs better. To participate, you can either scan the QR code on the screen or use the link in the chat. There are also a couple of links in the chat that will direct you to the Brightspace community, where you can learn more about our approach to product feedback and learn more about participating in user experience research. We would appreciate it if you would take the time to check those out too. We also invite you to join the D2L Champions program. Being a champion gives you the opportunity to receive points for attending webinars, submitting blog posts, and even giving us reviews online. You can redeem these points for gift cards and additional D2L services. The link for the D2L Champion program is in the chat. This may have been your first webinar with us, but we have many more to come. Here's a look at the topics that we have planned through to May. The link to register for those upcoming sessions is in the chat. Also, our overview page lists the sessions descriptions, and you can find links to our past sessions there too. The link to that overview page is also in the chat. Speaking of webinars, our training team hosts 2 monthly sessions for all Brightspace users. The first is a Q&A drop-in session where you can get your Brightspace questions answered in real time. The second is focused on what's new in Brightspace using our monthly release notes. These sessions give you free access to our D2L training team in a way that you might not otherwise get. Be sure to check them out if you're available. You can find a link with more information on those sessions in the chat too. Thank you all so much for joining us today. As a reminder, a recording of the session will be posted on the Bright Ideas for Upskilling YouTube playlist. A link to that playlist, a copy of the slide deck, and a copy of our Q&A report will be shared in a follow-up email. You may receive the email before the recording is published. If that's the case, just check back in a couple of days. If there's something that you saw today that you want to learn more about, we encourage you to reach out to your customer success manager or search for resources within the Brightspace community. We have time now for some additional questions. Thank you so much again for joining us. Take good care.